Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese sizala sokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esifundile senzela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde incwadi nalabo asebenqana nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama-reviews, ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uqala usijoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, there is a subscribe button la ngezansi, please press it and also press the notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. There is also a thanks button, guys, la ngezansi, if you want to be a member of the channel. Kanti if you want to thank the channel with money, there is a thanks button. It's a once-off thing. Other than that, you guys, thank you so much for all of those people that have thanked the channel and all of those people that watch the adverts when they watch my videos. Okay, so today, you guys, before I do the full review of Gogo Skhotheni's show that we watched this weekend, I just want to talk about this one issue, guys. So you already know, you guys, if you hear some noises around here, I am with my daughter. She's just playing there with her toy. If you hear some animal noises, she's pressing some buttons there. You're going to hear cows and cats and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, just for that, just bear with me, guys. We are mothering while working food. You know, it's a long story. It's a tale of a mother, I'm telling you. Anyway, you guys, I just want to talk about this one interview that Gogo Skhotheni did on Hustler's Corner. That is DJ Sbu's podcast. I did a very long interview. You know, it's interesting that interview was very long, very informative. If you're somebody that is fascinated with these things, zobungoma and ukulapha and tagata and all of that, so I watched the whole interview, guys. I actually had to rewind it a number of times because I was like, is this woman forgetting to tell us about somebody? Is there somebody that you are forgetting to tell us about? Because it just really seemed that way. I was like, did I miss it? Because I was watching it on Saturday, but of course I was busy doing other stuff in the house, and then I kept going back and like, okay, did I miss it, guys? One thing that I noticed about that interview is that there was no mention of her second husband, Usbusiso. Okay. And in the interview, she speaks a lot about her husband, which is Umonde, you guys. She speaks very highly of him. Seems like they're very much in love with each other. They support each other. She talks about how Umonde is the one person that has helped her to be more business minded. He's the one that made the first suggestion for her to actually do her consultations over the phone, and using the courier guide to courier imithi. Umuthi ukhoriwe kodwa guys, sekhoriwe umuthi. Hey, ngeke yazi nabathakathi they won't need imfene anymore. They will just courier the muthi. I mean, if zangomas can courier umuthi, why wouldn't umthakathi courier umuthi? Hey, South Africa. Survival of the fittest. Yay, we must call South Africa survival of the fittest country, I am telling you. So yeah, so speaks very highly of him. Just helped him a lot. That interview is really nice, you guys. It will be a hard interview to review in full. Really, just go and watch the interview. It's great. And I like Gogo Skhotheni. I always confuse Gogo Skhotheni, Gogo Mawin. There's too many Gogos. Okay, it's a Gogo. As long as you know it's a Gogo. Anyway, she talks about izinto zokuthwebula, using human blood and human parts to make umuthi, idliso, giving your partner umuthi, ukudlisana, khona ama-partners adlisanayo. Yazi, this one I need to discuss la endlini. I need to discuss that one. Let's just go to Gogo Skhotheni and so listen, we are settling down now, but we don't want distractions, so put it on both of us to just as insurance, so that we can just but guys, what if usufuna move on with life? Sometimes you want free will. You want to know that I'm here because I still want to be here, and any day that I want to leave, I will. So yeah, but it's interesting stuff that she talks about. But what's interesting is that when she talks about Uthwebula and all of that and Uthwala, she doesn't say we are Thwala, people do this, people do that, people kill people, people whatever. She says we, including herself. So says, yeah, if there's a need to and somebody needs to do, we're going to do it, you know, which makes it scary because I was like, yeah, but yeah, that was the interesting part for me to for her to include her saying, was yeah, we do these things, you know, and but then the whole interview she speaks about Monde and doesn't mention Osbusiso, who is supposed to be her second husband, really, guys. I think honestly, when the storyline began and they introduced the idea of her wanting a second husband on the show, of course, a lot of us were suspicious and thinking that this might be a lie and it's a made-up storyline to just make the show more dramatic and more interesting and making more people want to watch the show, but it's not necessarily true, you know. But we always, you know, on Moja Love is like that abusive boyfriend, you know, they always they abuse you and then they apologize, and you are always hopeful, you are in this relationship always hopeful that this time is changing. Moja Love is like that with us. Sometimes we know they lie, but sometimes we like, maybe this time they will, it's real this time, and then they prove no. You know, once a liar always a liar, Moja Love. So really for me, you guys, it was telling that she spoke so much of her life, of her plans for the future, where she comes from, where she's going, even with her relationship. And there was not ever a mention of Usbusiso, the second husband, you know. And that really surprised me because it showed us how far Moja Love goes to give us a drama on TV, because not only was that story on Moja Love, the Gogo Skhotheni show, but it also, there is a newspaper article. You remember I did that video where I read a newspaper article and I did say to you guys, listen, there is a chance that this story is true, only because newspapers, a lot of the times, they play it safe in terms of stories. They write on things that they've investigated about, and they think that it's true. They're not gonna write the lies that, you know, we are all watching on TV. So when that story was written about, I don't know if I was reading Drum or, but you know, one of these legit publications which made me believe in that story. So yeah, maybe there is a possibility that the second husband thing is true. So it makes me feel like, they will go through so much to convince us, the viewers, that the story is true, because it means that what was written in that article, they had said that they interviewed Gogo Skhotheni, and she said that yes, she had already married the second husband, they had already paid the lobola and everything, and she even talked about having a schedule between the two husbands on when she sees them and all of that. Now I'm like, but if really she's already married to this second husband, how is she forgetting to talk about this second husband on this very long interview? Because it's a very long interview. If I'm not mistaken, it's like over an hour interview where she talks about everything, even her family, all of that. So yeah, you guys, for me that is like like confirmation that the war thing really doesn't exist. It's only for the show, because really on this interview she was being raw and real when she's talking about all of the things that she's talking about. She just doesn't mention him, so it makes me think that it's not true. Also, you guys, there's another interview that I had watched a while ago. Gogo Dineo. I watched Gogo Dineo. I think one of my viewers had actually suggested that I watch it. And when I watched Gogo Dineo, did say that at some point she was offered the show. She doesn't say specifically that it's Channel 157. And she said she was offered the show. She was ready to go. You know, everything was set. And then they come and they talk to her and they're like, listen, KCC, we're going to have to make some drama here because your life is too plain. You are too truthful, you know. We don't like truth, you know. Let's put lies here and there and dramatize things here and there. And Gogo Dineo, and I says she's all about educating people. She wants people to understand indaba yobungoma, really what happens ebungomeni and all of that. So it didn't fit with who she is and who she was trying to be and what she was trying to do when it comes to social media and and just media in general regarding into Yobungoma. So it ended up being like, okay, so they ended up not doing the show because they couldn't agree just on that. She wouldn't allow them to dramatize what happens when she is maisuke bonela bantu, maisuke lapha bantu, and all of that. She did not agree to make it more dramatic than it was. She did not agree to lie. Even though she doesn't say it's channel 157, but it gives us an indication that on these TV shows there are things that we watch that are not really true. And I think Gogo Skhotheni again just gave it to us by just not, because how do you have this one husband that you're just not gonna talk about and just talk about the other? So yes, you guys, I felt like for me it was confirmation. So guys, as I do this full review that I'm going to do for you today, Gogo Skhotheni show for this past weekend, you must listen to it like this. We're going to pretend as if we don't see that it's a lie, but we already know. We already know that it's a like you Moja love abuse kanje, but again we always go back to try again. Anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to say today about this issue. Please like the video before Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando kakhulu.